Hey everyone, we are super excited to be spreading awareness and destigmatizing mental health in the Black and Brown communities.
This podcast is a safe place for us to discuss our adversities and even our shortcomings. We all have a story.
Just remember, no matter what we go through, our story goes on.
Welcome to episode 6, y'all. We're back on Our Story Goes On. And today, we have a little treat for y'all. We got a little treat for y'all. I'm going to tell you what we're going to be discussing, but let me introduce one of our faves. Literally, he has transformed our podcast.
Yes.
So we're super excited to introduce him. But Jay is going to be joining us on this episode.
Hey, beloved. Yes. What's up, y'all? Peace, man. That guy, him, this is my intro. Peace, man. That guy, him, you know what's going on for real.
Period.
Like, what's up?
Gay.
No, we're super excited because Jay is the man behind it all. That's really what it is.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love y'all, man. So,
We love you too.
man, it's that reciprocation.
Yes,
what I mean?
absolutely.
Natural reciprocation.
He's helped us with just everything. I mean, he's our producer, our engineer,
Yeah,
our man,
Yeah.
all the above. So,
But today we have an interesting topic. We're going to be discussing things to know about your partner before y'all get serious, okay?
Hey.
And this is super important because especially if you identify as someone with a mental health issue, like you have to know who your partner is. Like you have to know how they're going to be there for you. Like if they're going to be supportive. Like in my case, I got 302. So I need to know if my man go like bring me clothes to the hospital or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
like make sure I take my medication, like things like that. Like he's going to be supportive, like,
Right.
and not judgmental or not scared or not running away from people. Like, no shade, but I'm just saying some people can handle the pressure but want to be around for the good times.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you have to know these things.
yep, definitely.
But Cynthia, Jay, I don't know who wants to answer, but
Hey, yo,
what
can
do
I
you-
get those shirts anywhere?
I know we
Like,
forgot to mention this the last episode. We
yeah, I need a
did.
shirt. Like,
We have to definitely shout out Shanae, and I will definitely put her Instagram handle in the description box in our YouTube because
grab one of them.
because I don't know it by heart right now, but she did such a good job, right? Our Story Goes On, a mental health podcast. And what was so great about it was that she did this on her own. Like, this is actually our symbol or whatever, or our logo. But she asked me for like the actual, and I was like, I'm so sorry, all I have is the picture. She said, okay, I'll just have to recreate it. And she did such a good job.
Yeah, from a recreation, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Shout out to
right?
her.
Like, she's just like, I'll try to recreate it the best way I can. I'm like,
What's her name? Cherie?
Shanae.
Shanae? My
Shanae.
bad.
That's okay.
Shout out to you, Shanae.
Yeah, she's my sister's best friend, and she has her own. She did our shirts for, like, she made shirts for my bridesmaids and my groomsmen for, like, it was, like, what was it? Like, tribe leader for, like, the guys and, like, bride squad, that kind of stuff. So she did a really good job with that,
Shout out
too.
to her. Off the
Yeah.
hoodie and everything. Like, you know it's hoodie season.
It definitely
It's
is.
always hoodie season when it's cold.
Right.
People say it's like fall. No, if it's cold, it's hoodie season.
Exactly.
Right?
Okay, period.
For sure.
All right, yeah.
So what was your question again, Joe? I'm sorry.
Oh, my question was, what do y'all think about this? Like, in layman's terms, like, what do you think is like the best thing, like the questions or like, I don't know, like what should you be discussing with your partner to know if they're the right person for you?
Well, I think we tend to overlook this a lot in terms of when we get into relationships because we all go through a honeymoon phase, right? So we think that everything is going to work out on its own, or we don't necessarily realize how certain things can actually be an effect on our mental health until we're already too deep into it. And then that then might affect the way that you are in general in your relationship. So I think we just tend to overlook it a lot.
Yeah.
For sure. And we just think, oh, everything will work out on its own. But sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. And when they don't, that's when things get to be a little bit more difficult. Yeah.
Some things to look out for is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look out for it in a bad sense or like just good sense
I would say
or
like
just period?
Like just period. Like honestly, let's just ask you, like for you, what is like 3 to 5 good things that you would look for in a female that you would see as a wife. Let's discuss that.
Okay.
Because now I feel like we're getting older and we're dating, right? This is not no high school love. This is
Right.
like love that we have to like build with. Like we have to build a life with somebody now, right? So it's getting serious.
Yeah.
So like,
Man, look, it's a couple, like you said. I'll list them. I don't know if it's gonna be 35, but I'll give you what's in my head right now. Like,
Right.
But the first thing is, and especially in this era, the illusion era is what I call it. Like, 'cause, you know what I mean? It's a lot of people living illusions out there. So just even a concept of reality, you know what I mean? Like, like somebody that understand reality. Like, this is not social media. It's not an Instagram person.
Right.
I don't want a Facebook girlfriend. I don't want an Instagram shorty. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right.
give me a real person. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
like, so that's the first, like, nowadays, like we talking about in today's time. So this is the updated manual, y'all. So you know what I mean, you can pick it up, hit me up at the
for real.
You know what I'm saying? A person that's in tune with reality for real, like you know what I'm saying? Because relationships are more feasible than it appears to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it appears to be like, all right, you got to be this. Can I curse?
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't know. Y'all give me.
I'm like, we keep it real over here,
Yeah.
man.
We do.
Nah, I
We
was
don't
just
usually
saying-
curse on here, but but you totally can. Like, I don't want, like, we're not gonna sugarcoat
Nah. Y'all
anything.
look clean, so I'm gonna clean it up. You feel me? Y'all. So more or less, relationships are kind of like people want a 6'3" man with a, you feel me? With an arm on him, you feel me?
First of all, ain't nothing wrong with that.
All right,
Ain't
look.
nothing wrong with that.
Nah, it ain't nothing wrong with that.
I got a height fetish.
Listen,
Oh my
it's
god.
okay. No,
Right,
it's
right, right.
okay to want.
I'll crack it up. Yeah.
But let's talk about reality.
Right, right.
Like, because it seems like, all right, if that's the person that she projecting that she wants, then you feel like you got to be that to even talk to that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. I get what you're saying.
It's like, oh, all right, I'm not. You feel me? Like, so
Yeah.
it's like unapproachable. It seemed like everybody's unapproachable and unattainable, but it's like,
Yeah.
yo, reality is more attainable than you know.
Yeah,
You know what I
no,
mean?
that's true.
So, so one, somebody that's
In tune
that's
reality.
in tune reality.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Two, my thing is, when it comes to a wife, we thinking about children, family. You know what I mean? And even if we're gonna take it the long haul, a good communicator. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or at least somebody that's willing to listen
Yeah.
and to learn. Like, all right, if you're not a good communicator, learn how to be
A better
a
one.
better one. Like, be open to it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like more open minded and willing to learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's important. If we go on the long, if we taking it, you know what I'm saying? If we
Yep.
taking it the distance, communication is the key.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Definitely.
And give me a third. What's the third one?
You're like, I gotta come up with at least 3.
Nah.
Compassion. That's a big one
Somebody
for me too.
That's
Yeah.
compassionate. You know what I'm saying? And this is like yo, this is a man talking here. You feel me? So like, because I know it's a lot of like men versus women things. Like, you know what I mean? And a lot of women give advice on, oh man, like what a man wants. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah.
It's just like all right, this is a man telling you, like, you want, like, all right, even if, because it's a lot of different type of people. So we got hood dudes, we got, you know what I'm saying? We got the hippie type, we got the regular, you know what I mean? The business.
Yeah.
We got
Man,
the
listen.
flexors.
Right. The flexors. You know what I'm saying? The big steppers.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? But at the end of the day, all men want a woman that's a woman. You know what I mean? Like, it's a
Yeah.
lot of like gangster girls. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's cool. But when it comes to being in a relationship, like, yeah, we could vibe, we could go party. But when it comes to being in a relationship, a man want to be taken care of. Like,
Yeah.
But like
in
emotionally
a way that a
too.
woman can.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's it. Like, emotionally,
Right.
like that. It don't have to be like, are you cooking for me every day? Like, not
Right.
like that. Just, you know what I'm saying?
So someone who's in tune with their feminine energy.
For sure.
Yeah.
100%.
That's a good way to put it.
100%.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That's a good way to put
I like
it.
to say divine feminine meeting divine masculinity, but that's not in all cases. You feel me?
right. That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because these girls out here, okay?
Yeah.
They be making us look bad. I'm like, yo, what is you doing?
Yeah. Nah, because there's a lot of people that's jaded now because of the climate, and that's why I had to like update the, you know what I mean? Update that in my brain. Like, that got to be the first thing. Like, somebody that's just in tune with reality. Like,
That's a good way to put it, though, like in tune with reality, so that way it's like eventually when you do get into that relationship, there's not that fakeness, if you will. Is that a word?
like we're not living a facade.
Exactly,
like, you know what I'm
right.
saying?
That's what I was looking for. Like, you're in reality, this is the way it is, and it's not going to continue being like Instagram pics and Snapchat, and this is the way it is, and
because we got to make it into the future. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So if we're gonna get to the future, like I said, in tune reality, compassionate, and somebody that's willing to learn. And communication. I put communicate. So that's 4. Somebody that's willing to learn, and then a communication. Just somebody that'll talk to you. Like if you're going through something, and I'm like, yo, what's up? And I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it. Like it sounds very passive. Like it's like, oh, I'm good. It wasn't a problem in that exchange. But if it's something wrong with you, you're gonna have to
tell me so I can fix it.
Right?
Right?
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't do something inadvertently wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like I'll bother you with a problem, but you got a lot on your mind.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So let me know that. You know what I mean? So we can work together to make it work. You know what I'm saying? For the both of us. Like,
I agree.
Oh yeah, I like that.
I don't just come dumping my problems on your head and you feel me? You on the edge, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. But what do you think, Joe? In terms, like, I guess because you asked the question, but I guess in terms of like, what do you think about it?
I'm like, for me, I feel like for someone that like, honestly, I'm in like, I don't know, like I feel like in relationships, I kind of like play the wifey role way before I'm supposed to, but that's just only because I really don't know like how not to be a wife. Like I don't like that's how I was raised, right?
Yeah,
so like for me, like if
that.
if you come with me with your problems, I'm gonna try to fix them for you, right? Like if you come with me and if you come to me and tell me you're hungry, I'm gonna try to find you something to eat. Like I'm not the type of person like where you can tell me something. But I'm like this with anybody, like my friends and all that.
Right.
Like if you tell me a problem, I'm gonna try to fix it, right?
Right.
Or if you tell me that you're struggling with something, right? I'm going to try to take some of that burden with you. So for me, I think someone who's considerate and like aware of that is like beneficial for me, because I'll do it like even to like the extent where I'm like deteriorating my own mental health. Like I'm like,
That's definitely not good.
yeah. Right. So I'm like, okay, I know that I have X, Y, Z bills to pay. Right. But my partner's coming to me, telling me that they have a problem and they need X amount of money, right? So now I'm in the headspace where like, not only do I have to think about you, I have to figure out how I'm gonna figure myself out, right? Yeah. And that's where that comes in too, where Jay was saying with the communication, right? I have to be able to communicate with you that I have issues too. But if you come into me with all your issues and I don't even get a chance to tell you any of mine, that's a problem, right? So not only are you like literally using me at this point, like you're using me. That's what it comes down to. Like my feelings and my things that I have going on isn't being taken under consideration. So like now I'm drowning in bills, or like I don't know, like I can't get out of bed because I'm like,
or drowning in feelings, like
like that's crazy.
I'm drowning in situations,
Right.
And the qualities that you speak on, like you're saying, like all right, you tend to be a wife before you're a wife, but my thing is, those are qualities that men look for in a wife. You feel me? So it's like you're not being a wife. It's not a bad thing that you're the way that you are, because that's what men look for. So it's like I'm looking for that. So if you're that, you know what I mean, then you're eligible.
Right. I think what it comes down to is that it's you in your head, you're thinking you're doing wife quote unquote duties, which is what does that even mean, right? Like I think that's what the problem is. What does it even mean? Like in term, you are a caring, nurturing person. That doesn't mean that you then have to be like, oh, fuck all this, I'm not doing this now because I'm
not going to be myself.
Right, you're not going to. Right, exactly. You're not going to be yourself. Right. I don't think that like you doing those kind of things makes you a bad person. Now, if you were to sit here and tell me that like your man is a terrible person to you, maybe cheating on you, and you know it, and you're still doing these things, it's not about changing you. It's just about now removing yourself from that situation and saying, I'm going to take now my nurturing self to somebody else.
And nurture myself.
Right.
But like you said, the type of person you said, like, all right, to be a girlfriend that exhibits wifey material or qualities, you might run into a lot of usury. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So,
That's
like,
what I was just thinking. Right.
It's like you might run into a lot of usury. Like people just use you because it's like, all right, they'll dump all their problems on you. You didn't get to say yours. Next time you start to say yours, and then they relate to your problem with theirs, and then they just keep going. And then it's like, oh, I ain't never get to it. So people will use you because you will have the ability to listen.
Right.
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, that's what I was thinking too about feeling used. And that's what I meant. It's just that a lot of this comes with, it always just also comes with social media. Like there's like that trend going around where it's like, I forget the audio specifically what it is, but it just shows like a woman doing wife duties and then saying, oh, I don't have a ring on my finger, so no. And like I said, to a certain extent, I understand that, right? But I also think it's a two-way street, right? What is that person doing for you as well? And then how can you guys feed off of each other to make sure that one doesn't feel like they're doing more?
Right.
You know? But I also think that comes, going back to what you said, with like culturally as well, I feel that I saw my mom do that for my father too. I mean, I certainly do not cook every single night. I will tell you that right now. And I don't know how my mom did it. And I as an adult, I'm like, I don't know how my mom cooked for my family every single night. Like I just don't know. And it's just me and my husband. I'm like, you're lucky if I cook 3 times a night. And I know that sounds so bad. I know it does. Don't come for me, okay? Please don't.
It's different.
But I do other things though, like you know what I mean. As I do other things that I feel like compensates for that. You know, I don't just sit on my butt all day. I do laundry. I clean the house. So I do things. I just fucking hate cooking.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, if we look around the world, right? Because let's myth bust.
Right.
We look around the world, like the top chefs that you see on TV that are like, you know what I mean? Like when we look around the world, are men.
That's true.
Saying? So it's like the notion that it has to be a woman cooking every night.
Right, that's what it is for me. It's like, why do I have to be the one that cooks?
It's played out. You feel me?
It totally is.
We have different roles. It's like the roles have changed. It's not like, all right, housewife. Like, yeah, because if you're home all day,
exactly.
What else are you doing? You feel me? Not to sound
like what's the word?
Insensitive.
Or like old school kind of thing.
Yeah, like,
but
you know
but that's how it was though, right? In the 50s, 60s,
homemakers.
It was like they were stay-at-home moms, and so or more. But now for me, that's what it is for me, because at the end of the day, I feel so drained that I don't want to cook. So I will cook, but it has to be very, very easy. Like my mom cooked full-blown meals. Like, you know what I mean? For me, I just cook salmon because it's literally like 20 minutes.
Hold on. So do you do like the sides? Like you do sides too, or just salmon? Like
sides?
Do you do salmon?
Sides.
Yeah, like do you do salmon with potatoes and a vegetable?
Oh, I don't do a starch and vegetable. So usually, like if I make salmon, I make it with like a pasta or a rice, or it's like. But I usually just cook asparagus because that's super easy. But my husband also doesn't like that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have his
fufu and soup.
Pepper soup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, right. So I have to then go ahead and learn that kind of stuff. But I'm so. I was just. What was it?
Hold up. You want to learn how to make pepper soup?
But no.
Yes, she is.
No, but remember, what were we talking about before the we were literally talking about Instacart before we started recording. And I said, I have too much anxiety to do Instacart because what if I mess up an order? What if I go to the wrong house? Right. All that kind of stuff. Imagine, that's how I feel about cooking. I feel like if I mess up, I don't want the rejection of like, this fucking sucks.
I feel you.
I feel you, but
so it's okay.
I think that's what it comes from for me. It's like, oh my God, if I don't make this grand meal, okay, it comes down to the inner child in me. How many times have I talked about this with Josephine? Like, how many times? Like,
that resonates with me because one time, mind you, everybody in my family be making me make Alfredo, right? Then the one time my mom gonna tell me that my Alfredo be salty. So I'm like,
Josephine gave me the best chicken Alfredo recipe though, and it was so good.
Yeah,
so,
I'm like, my Alfredo is salty. How about I'm not cooking anymore? Like, what?
Yeah.
Right.
She said, you don't like it, I'm done.
Yeah.
Hey, that's funny.
But that's what it is for me. So we digress in terms of wife duties, but I just kind of feel that like it's important to, I don't know, like my husband knew from the beginning that I wasn't like a wife, and that's what I was trying to say before, is that at the end of the day, I'm so
wife.
like, yeah, like, I mean,
what
but why do I have to be in this box?
Yeah.
You know, I'm a loving, loyal, passionate person. Why do I have to show that I'm a wife to be cooking Sunday through Saturday?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
And my mom will probably be disappointed, but
Nah, and yo,
like, I just kind of, like I said, I clean the house.
It's okay.
I fold laundry. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't feel like I have to prove myself to be able to be like, and maybe that's because, I don't know. Like I said, I've been trying to say is that I work and I'm just so drained. I'm a therapist. All I want to do at the end of the day, especially, I work 12:30 to 9 on Monday and Tuesdays. You think I want to come home at 9 o'clock and cook? Right. Like, you know what I mean? Definitely not. And so I am working from home right now. And so I do have a more of an advantage. But most of the time, I just want to come home and I just want to pop something in really quick to make sure that I don't like.
I had to learn that though. Like, I had to learn that. All right, because I wanted it too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted my girl, like, yo, just like, all right, I come home, I want food too. Like,
and I get it. And I'm not saying like I totally get that.
But hold on, this is where I'm shooting the bell. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, I did have to understand that aspect. It's like, all right, you have a life. Like, you got work. Right. You're doing other things. So like, you're not just home all day.
Right.
So it's cool. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool because I'll cook too. You know what I mean? Like, right. It's cool. Let's divvy some of this up.
Yeah, no, I don't really care what people say. I'm like, I will say it. I'm like, I don't cook every night.
That don't make you not a wife though.
Exactly.
Because you don't cook.
Right, exactly.
Like, if you don't clean, then it's like, all right, that's not even a wife. That's like, it's like, all right, what type of person doesn't clean? You feel me?
Yeah, right,
so
right.
Remove the wife from that.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, y'all throwing shots because I'm sorry, but I cannot clean. Not that I cannot clean. I can clean, but it takes a lot out of me. Like, I have to get into the rhythm of like I like to clean on Sundays, like days where I like there's nothing to do. That's why I don't like to work on Sundays, right? But for me, like, I have to get into the mental headspace to clean. Like, okay, girl, you got some work to do. Like, you got some work to do.
We go on this podcast and clean up. Like,
right. Yeah.
But yo, it don't have to be an everyday thing. That's what I'm saying. Like the typical housewife, you think about, all right, it's the cleaning and then the cooking and then taking care of the kids. It's like a rotation of a day. Like, but it's like, yo, if we doing shit, you're in school, like working, like, it's like, yo, it's other things going on in your life. So it's like, all right, that takes a lot out of you. So, all right, how about we allocate a day for this, for cleaning, or allocate a day for cooking, and you know what I'm saying? Like, more routine. Like, maybe like a schedule, like, create a routine to where you can be mentally prepared for it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, that definitely plays a huge role in understanding who your partner, and like just kind of the whole premise of this episode is to discuss things to know about your partner, and everyone's different, right? But like I said, I just think that a lot of times it's good to be discussing certain things early on. So
like, you definitely have to have an understanding, right? I think that's like that's the nutshell. Like, you have to have an understanding, like, what your partner likes, like their parenting styles, how they grew up, how they want to raise their kids,
the willingness to understand.
Yeah.
Like, you have to understand all that things. And like, for me, like, I have huge aspirations for life. Like, I don't plan on being like a regular girl. Okay? No, like, I plan on making an impact in the world. Like, I want to leave my footprint before I leave this earth. So I need somebody who's gonna be like, yeah, let's shake up hell together. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's really get this together. Like, you go to work, I go to work, we making money, we figure out what businesses we want to start. Like, we figure out when we having our kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we are planning things out together. Like, and we're understanding each other. We're communicating. We're striving to comprehend each other. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's a big thing too, because you can have communication, but if one person just don't understand, they don't understand, and there's nothing you can do about that.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. No, I agree. Definitely.
Yeah, and that's where the communication comes in. Yeah. Because it's like, but that's why I say it's at least being willing to.
Yes.
Because if you have the willingness to, and you want to do these things, then you can grow into that. You don't have to be a finished product, somebody who's passionate and understanding, and you just this knight in shining armor. You don't have to be that, and you shouldn't feel the pressure to be that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Grow together.
Right.
Grow together. No, for sure.
Right, because then you start feeling inadequate, right?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
dang, like, I'm not, like, really good at this. Like, I don't feel like I'm good at relationships, but, like, who told you, like, you're bad? Like, what are the standards for that?
Right.
Like, how Jay and Sim were saying, like, what are the standards for being a wife? Like, what are the standards for being a husband? Like we literally put ourselves in these boxes that the white man created, okay?
Right.
They created, and like
Right.
now we over here scrambling to like make ourselves look like them, and it's just like we're a whole black and brown people. We have our own culture, like we have our
Exactly.
own things of doing things,
Exactly.
and not only do we have to work harder than these people, we got to work 10 to 20 times harder, right? So it's just like since talking about like going to work, whatever. She's a therapist, right? She got student loans. Okay, she got student loans.
do. Like,
I
out-
got student loans. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And I'm just gonna touch on this really quick. I'm really pissed at Biden because I voted for him for the sole reason that he was gonna eradicate.
There's still
my
hope.
loans.
Yeah.
There's still hope because he extended it to May. So
Okay.
there's still
We
hope.
gonna pray.
But
We gonna
I don't
pray.
have. But I just think it's fine
We're
that
going to
people
pray.
actually.
It happened in May. You heard?
Okay, we are gonna pray. But I'm just saying, like, we have to work 10 times harder, not only to just eradicate our debt, but like, just like live, like so. Like, we have to be understanding. Like, yeah, we may like the Instagram love story or whatever, but in reality, we're all dealing with real life ish.
For sure. But what about you, Joe? What comes to mind on specific things to know about your partner? I mean, I know we've been kind of touching base on it here and there, but what comes to mind specifically for you?
I need to know that my partner is emotionally intelligent, for one. And I need to know that my partner, if my partner is hardworking and willing to learn or like willing to put in the work, I can do anything, right? That's what it comes down to. If I know that if I attach my life to yours, I'm gonna come out on top. That's cool with me, right? We can go through the struggle. We can sleep in the car. We can do whatever, right? When it comes down to it,
It's down.
right? But I gotta know that we're going somewhere bigger,
Yeah,
somewhere better. Like,
Facts.
I can deal with the struggle, right? I can deal with the fact that we may not be able to go on dates all the time, or you may not be able to gift me all the time. I can deal with all that. But my whole thing is I can't deal with anybody that doesn't like
Have vision.
has a vision, have like tunnel vision at that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I need you to have tunnel vision. Like, it don't matter what we're going through right now. We're going to be billionaires at the end of the day, right? I need you to have that mindset. Like, I know that I can do and accomplish anything. That for me is all I need, right? And then, of course, it's the other things like being supportive and like being there when I need to talk and like communication and all that. But we also have to think about it. Like, we're all very young and not many of us has seen healthy relationships. So we do not know what that looks like, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
not
true.
only are we going through these relationships, like trying to figure it out, we're literally learning, right?
Yeah.
Every partner is teaching us something else. So like when it comes to love, we have to know that our partners are going to make mistakes, right? What's non-negotiable are our non-negotiables, right? Like things like cheating. Like for some females, that's a non-negotiable. For other females, it's not, right? And that's perfectly fine.
Right.
When it comes down to like finances, like some people want their partner to pay their rent and do this and that and third. Like that's all cool, but like how realistic is that, right?
Right.
How realistic is for a 20, like I'm 24, right? A 24-year-old to pay my fucking rent.
Right. Exactly. Right. Like it's just that kind of standard. Like, is
When
this
half
reality?
the time I can't even pay my rent,
Right,
right?
right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, I don't know. I hear like the tricking and all that, like, you know, trying to get guys to pay for your stuff. And I'm just like, that's all cool and fine. And honestly, I do feel like a man is supposed to provide for you. But at the same time, we're living in different times. So yes, a man can provide, but what can you do when that man can no longer provide, right?
Yeah.
What can you bring to the table? Let's say he gets in an accident at work, right? He working, he's doing everything he's supposed to do. Now he can't work. He's paralyzed or whatever. What the hell are you gonna do?
Oh Lord.
Yeah. What the hell are you gonna do? Like,
Well,
Yeah, right.
right.
Because roles have changed, you know what I'm saying? Women can earn, you know what I'm saying? If not at the same rate, some are higher than
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to that, it's like it's not a person paying your bills, but it's a person paying bills,
right,
like, at all. Like, you feel me? Because like you said, if it come down to a rent situation, it's like we have to have realistic goals that we have for our partner and allow room for growth.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people, you want this perfect person, but you're not perfect. You know what I mean? You're
Exactly.
You're not even what you want.
right.
Like what you're searching for, you're not that. So, and yo, it's crazy because we all kind of get wrapped up in that, like
100%.
Wanting this finished product of a person, but it's like, yo, like this ain't that, and you not that.
And
you
you're
feel me?
not that,
So
right.
like once again, in touch with reality. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because realistically, it's closer. That's why I said it's closer to you than you even know. Like it's more regular. Being in a relationship or a marriage is more regular than you know. It's like it's probably the situation that you're in. That is a marriage. Like
right.
that is a relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
Yeah.
You're not in a. It's only bad if it's like they doing bad to you. If they make you feel
Right,
bad.
exactly.
If they, you know what I mean? But other than that, if it's straight, don't look outside for validation. Don't look anywhere else for a standard. You're the standard.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think too, it's that, like, just piggyback on what Josephine was saying, is that it's really important to kind of note how like I said, like in the beginning of the episode, I think that a lot of people don't really look into these kind of things when they first start a relationship, right? So I think it's important for you to bring that to the table as soon as possible. Like, okay, like you talked about parenting, right? Do you want to have kids? Do you not want to have kids? How do you want to raise your kids? Where are we going to raise our children? Things like that. So I think those are things to look out for as well. I think a huge part is also values. Values is a huge part, I think, in a person's relationship. Do you guys have opposite views on politics? And if you do, are you going to be able to be okay with that, right? Or
Shoosh. Like
not even politics, right? But
Yeah.
just in general,
Right.
like me and my husband, I'm more passionate than him when it comes to things in the world, in terms of, like, I think it's because I'm a woman though. I'm a feminist. I am all about human rights through and through, and he's just more like, he's just more about, like, he doesn't have one way or the other in terms of this is the way it should be. He's very open-minded. But for me, I'm like, no. Like, I'm just a huge advocate for a lot of different things, and not saying that he's not either, certainly not. But I realized in our marriage that we don't argue about that kind of, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, some marriages or relationships, one's like a supporter of this, other one's that, and there's polar opposite. That's not really us. But that was important for me. Like, I need to make sure that, like, look, this is me. I'm a huge advocate for LGBTQ. I'm a huge advocate for women. Like, that's just, and if that's going to be a problem, that's going to, you know what I mean? Like, that's just, and he knew that from the beginning. That's how I was. Like, that's just how it is. And I'm not saying that anyone should have a problem with that, but some people do, right?
Right. Yeah. And it's like, yo, if I'm attracted to you, right? Then like things like that, you know what I mean? Like to me, because I can only speak from my perspective.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that deep because I rock with you. You know what I'm saying? So your views, like, I mean, if you're racist, like, that's different.
Right.
Like, it's like, all right, if you're racist, like, all right, come on, I can't get with that. But like,
Of course,
you know what I mean?
right.
If you're, the lines that you're pushing are positive, is for uplifting, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Exactly.
then that's what
right.
attracts you, right?
That's
So
what it comes
what's the
down
issue?
to, right? It comes down to how are you with other people? That's what it
Right.
really is for me. It's not so much about maybe I got too deep into these are like the groups of people, or these are the types of things I support or I advocate for. But it's really more about, are you a good person though? Because we all know that no matter what you support, no matter who you support, there's going to be those hateful people. And are you one of those hateful people? Because that's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So religion, values, finances, these are all things
Right.
very important.
And to sum up that kind of, you know what I mean, that web is like, are you hateful or are you loving? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, so the stuff that you're supporting, is it based in hate or is it based in love? Like,
Right.
however it is, it's like we can probably get over it. You know what I mean? Or
So true.
come to some type of common ground to where it's like, it's not really gonna matter much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Right. It's not going to matter much because it's not like you are spewing your specific things to me in a hateful way.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Right. Because that's a really good point.
Right. And
really,
we
really
want
good point.
want lovers, man. You feel me?
Period.
We do. But yes.
Ooh, Jay, guess what?
What?
We forgot to do an affirmation, so you gotta make it.
Oh, I gotta come with the affirmation.
That's
Yes.
true. Why do we forgot for today? Because we're like, you know what? We got to flow with this episode
All right,
today.
cool. Hold on. Let me see what I got in my. Let me see what I got up there. All right. Hold on. Can I piggyback off of what I was saying? The advice I gave you earlier.
Of course, yeah.
All right. So whatever situation you're going through, handle it with style and grace, and that's mine.
Period.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
and if to explain that a little, just a little more, so we won't go too deep. But like when I say style and grace, that comes with an attitude, that comes with a mindset, that comes with a temperament. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yes.
So when you handling it with style and grace, it's like, oh, all right, you think smooth, you think, you know what I'm saying, calm, cool, collected, and confident. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So
Yep.
whatever you're going through, handle it with style and grace, man. That got him.
I love it.
I love that.
That's good.
Well, thanks y'all for coming in on our show.
Hey, yo, look, I wish I could keep going.
I know. I was
You know
gonna
what
say
I mean?
we
I
might
rock
have,
with
this
y'all.
might be like an hour episode, but thank
Nah,
you
it's
so much,
good.
Jay.
Nah,
you know
nah.
we love you.
Shout
we
out to
appreciate
y'all. I love
you.
y'all for real, y'all. Like for real, and my girl love y'all too. Like you feel me? And I told her I was like, yeah, Joe going to Atlanta. Like yeah, like, she like what? Like I love her. Like, you feel me? So,
Aw.
you know what I mean? So
We're,
yeah,
we're family here. We're a whole
That's a
family.
fact. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
it's all love. Y'all exude a lot of love. You know what I'm saying? So it's deserving of love in return. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Naturally.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Shout out to y'all. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, we hope everyone has a great rest of their week and is having a good 2022
Yes.
so far.
Tell a friend to tell a friend to tune
yeah.
in.
Right,
Yo,
right.
Like, comment, subscribe, and
Absolutely.
drink water, beloved.
Okay.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.